Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is March 2nd, 2018, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the economic events of the day, we're starting out of the UK Construction PMI number coming out at 11:30. That's followed with Governor Carney will be speaking. He's the governor of the Bank of England, and that's going to be at 12 o'clock. And then at 3:30 South African time, monthly GDP numbers coming out of Canada. Well, looking at these two numbers between 11:30 and 3:30, not the most important numbers to come out during the month, but if there are any surprises, like I've always said, you do want to be aware of it. Now, there's no NFP for this March yet. It's going to happen next week. It's delayed to next week because the preceding Wednesday has to be within the same month, and we didn't get that in this week. So we're going to have the non-farm payroll, next week. But lots happening in the markets, and let's take a look. So we're jumping here into the EURUSD and we're looking at a 4-hour chart, and it looks like we've finally set up a lower limit, okay, to this trading range that we're, so recently setting up, okay, since, somewhere in January, we've been trading between, 125-ish level, 125.5-ish level, and 121.18-ish level, and that's exactly where we came down to. Okay, we would have liked it to have stopped here at 122.18, but it continued sliding down to 121.75, which is about a 30 pip slide. Okay, so it's not the end of the world, but we finally bounced off of it. Okay, so finally buyers actually came in and bought up the euro at these levels. Now, where we're just trading above the 30-day moving average, I'd like to see this, solidify this 122-ish level as the lower trading range between this 125.5 and 122, and then we could get like a nice move between these two numbers. But I'm not sure that that's yet the case because we're still in a downward spiral here from 125.5. So I'd like to see some sort of solidification here. Now, looking at the GBPUSD, here we actually did not bounce. Okay, so as you can see here, we slid down, but we didn't bounce on the upside. So this is something a little bit disconcerting as to we may continue further this slide down to maybe 137-ish level, if the market continues to sell off against the dollar. So that's something to look at. Now, looking at the USD ZAR, the dollar got stronger, okay, and this is really indicative of the fact that the Dow Jones, failed yesterday and completely sold off about 400 points, but the USD ZAR, which is supposed to, maintain a certain strength versus the dollar, did not. Okay, so this is really classic because the dollar is getting a little bit stronger where the equity markets, the US equity markets went down. So, but this also is, indicative of the fact that we sold off from 14.5 down to 11.5 in such a short period of time. So to have this little big bounce is quite normal. Now, I'm not sure if it's a dead cat bounce, which means that it's going to come right back down to 11.5, but it does look like it's setting up a new trading range. Okay, so just be, realistic about, which positions and how far you expect it to go, because I don't think it's going to go above 12.13-ish level. I think it's going to be trading between 12.13 at most to 11.55-ish, okay, if not making new lows for the year. So that's something to keep an eye out. Now, looking at the Aussie USD, we're at the bottom of the range here, okay, and we had a previous support here where we broke further down. So we may bounce off of this level at 77.58-ish level. So that's something to keep an eye out for today to see if we do bounce off of these levels. Now, looking at gold, we sold off to 13.17. And we respected this 13.12-ish support level. So we may just see this, just trading between this 13.12 and 13.56 for quite a while until we break out of it. Now, the big story here is the Dow Jones. Since the beginning of the week, we've, sold off over 1,300 points, and 200 points. And that's a big retracement for the Dow Jones. We had, and we were talking about this yesterday, and we can keep talking about this. It's a very volatile market. This is a scalpel's paradise. Okay, there's money to be thrown in the street, and basically all you got to do is just pick it up. Just if you follow the trend, you short the bounces. Okay, you're sure to make money. Okay, look at this volatility is amazing. Okay, and this is really traders, intraday traders. Okay, which is geared more to clients in our system, can really make a lot of money. I'm talking about $1,000 to $5,000 a day with these type of moves. It's and that's on the light side. Okay, that's if you're on a relatively somewhat experienced trader between 6 months to a year. you could make for sure $1,000 a day on these type of markets. So you're looking for a little bit of strength here to bounce off of this 24,559, and that's what I'd like to see today. Let's say if we do get that, okay, because we're trading within this range. I don't think that it's a, it's going to be a sell-off and we're going to go down to 23,000 just tomorrow, but we may challenge it one more time before we take it up above. Okay, the markets like to do that. They like to change and they like to test their levels to see where everybody is considering a good buy and where everything is considering a good sell. So we're still right in the middle, right, between our high of 26,500 at our low of 23,200-ish level. However, we're looking at what we're looking in front of us right now. I do expect a bounce. So let's see if we do get that, or if we don't, just realize we could, continue selling off down to 23,000. And so you're in a great position basically. So if we do bounce, you could, play the bounce. If we do short, you could, if we do sell off, you can play the sell off. So, a lot of, opportunities right here. Just remember next week is NFP, so that might play into consideration here as well. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day and a good weekend. Thank you.